Hey guys, what's up? Abomination 9 here, and we're back playing some more Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. We left off, I'm pretty sure we were opening up the Stardust Acceleration set, which I continue to open after the last video several times, and I've gotten that down to 30 packs. I still don't have Full Helm or Ulay, or even freaking Azure Eyes Silver Dragon, which is quite annoying that still I don't have the two of these, Unlay and Full Helm. And I have enough gems to finish this box off, but unfortunately, new box is out. Power of Bravery. So we gotta open it. And out of all the new synchros that came in the initial release, Power Tool Dragon is probably my favorite. So this box is obviously a yes for me. Though we also got this, which I desperately want this guy for Nichiria deck, so cool. We got Leo Drake, we'll definitely be using him. We got Bylon support with Sigma and Epsilon. We got Atomic Scrap Dragon, which that's pretty cool, I guess. Is that it? We got all these Morphtronics in here as well. And some wind-up support, minimal wind-up support, but it is in here. So yeah, there's a singular Nichiria in here, I think. I didn't really look through everything, which let's actually have some surprise. Though before we do that, I usually come over here and look at my deck, which I have nothing special because I've just been trying to farm Zane. So we're literally using the disgusting for hires, these filthy degenerate for hires, to farm Zane. But it's just typical for hires, also after the nerf, so 1 Dyna, 1 Dampa, 1 Wiz is all you can really have. And then we have just a bunch of scummy traps and stuff, back row destruction, monster removal with these, and then your nonsense with Floodgate and Wall of D, and then Half Counter, which is probably one of my favorite cards in the game that nobody knows about or uses. I love Half Counter. Love the art with the Amazoness countering an attack with the sword. I like its effect, which is just if your opponent attacks you, the monster that's being attacked gets half the original attack of the monster that's attacking it. So I just really like this card. And we have a Shape Sister in here as well, so that we can synchro literally whatever we want. That's any of these freebies: Stardust, Urquiza, Gigante Castle, and Gravity Warrior. Though we could add Power Tools to that deck if we actually end up getting him. We better get him, though we're only be able to put a dent in this set with 1500 gems, so we might not. But hopefully we actually get something good. At least give me the freaking Nichiria, a Leo Drake. At least give me that. That's all I want. All I want is Power Tool and Leo Drake. I'll take that. Also, we'll get to memory. I won't even leave it on the screen for a sec. We'll get to memory of an adversary in a while. I guess you can't even see it because this bottom part's covered, so you don't even get to see what it does. But memory of an adversary is a good card. Kind of good. If you can take the hit, it's a great card. I like its theme too because it's the whole Gagagiko kind of theme stuff they got going on, where Gagagiko was on the side of good and he became bad. And it's this is a card that makes him become good again in context of what the card does and the imagery on it, because it's Gagagiko and then all his allies. And what it does makes it seem like Gagagiko finally becomes good again in the end, possibly, I at least hope. Morphotronic Force Field is what we got starting off. They get the activation of spell or trap card that would destroy a face of Morphotronic monster you control and destroy it. Add 1 Morphotronic card from your deck to your hand, so a bunch of Morphotronic stuff in here. Scrap Crash. Activate only when a scrap monster you control is destroyed, and sent to the graveyard. Destroy all face-up spell or trap cards on the field. Okay. And Rod of Silence, Kaest, which this chick right here needs this card. I don't remember her name, but she needs this card to be played. And there's a bunch of cards like this. There's the dinosaur that does this. There's the guy with twin blades. That they need to have an equip spell on the field to actually be able to be played. So this card does It gives the equipped monster. Well, the equipped monster gains 500 defense, negate other spell effects that target the equipped monster, and if you do, destroy that spell card. So it buffs up something defense and stops it from being screwed around with spells. Vylon Filament. So that was 3 Karibos, but nothing other than that. What if this is freaking the adversary card right off the freaking bat? Vylon Filament. Equal only to a Vylon monster. If the equipped monster attacks, your opponent cannot activate any spell or trap cards until the end of the damage step. Okay, cool. Vylon's hard support there. If this face-up card on the field is sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 Vylon spell card from your deck to your hand, which would then be another Filament. So you could Filament into Filament. Overtronic Sling Gen. Okay, so this is a no-cost 12/8. While in attack position, once per turn, you contribute 1 Morphotronic, except himself, to destroy 1 card in the field. Or, when he's in defense, if this card would be destroyed, you can destroy another Morphotronic monster you control instead. Okay, I kind of like the Sling for the first one. Because destroy 1 card, which is anything. Here's some more wind-up support. Target 1 face-up wind-up monster you control. Its attack and defense are doubled, and it returns to the hand during the end phase. You can only activate 1 Overwind per turn. So this is good in multiple ways. Because you think, oh, it goes back to my hand. You want wind-up to go back to your hand. Because you're doubling its attack and defense, so it's probably going to kill whatever it's attacking. And then it gets sent to the hand. Which then you can play it another turn and proc its effect. Because wind-ups only get their effect once. But if you send it back to your hand, they can get it a second time. Or if you get the wind-up key, which is in this set, you can put them in a face-down defense position and then flip them back up, and then you get their effect again. Vylon Segment. Group only to a Vylon monster cannot be targeted by the opponent's monster effect or trap effects. If this face-up card on the field is sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 Vylon spell card from your deck to your hand. Overtronic Sling Gen, and Wind Up Soldier. During your main phase, you can increase this card's level by 1 and attack by 400, make it hit a 22. Until the end phase, this effect can only be activated once while this card is in face-up, while this card is face-up on the field. So you can make them a 22 once, but if you use the card which you saw earlier, or the Wind Up key, you can proc that effect again. Oof! We got a hollow freaking Synchro, so it's probably one of these two, because I think these are the only 2 that are in here. It's just these 2, and this one, so it's definitely not these 2, or these 3, I mean, so it's one of these guys. Probably Sigma, because I think this is Vylon Sigma right here. And this is Epsilon, yeah, this is Epsilon, this is Sigma, so it's probably Sigma. But maybe we can get Scrap Dragon? Zen Myrch? It's weird spelling there. Target 1 face-up, level 4 or lower wind-up monster you control. Return that target to the hand, no matter its level. So, again, you get the proc effect again. Then special 1 wind-up monster from your hand with the same level as a returned monster. Wow. So, Soldier into Juggler, possibly, because they have Juggler here. And I don't think this is Soldier, but still. This is like a wizard or something. I don't know if this card's even in the set. Scrap Searcher. When a scrap monster you control except Scrap Searcher is destroyed inside the graveyard while this card is in the graveyard, you can special summon this card from your graveyard. When this card is special summoned, destroy all face-up monsters you control except Scrap monsters. And is this Sigma or Dragon? It's Sigma, like I thought. So 1 light tuner and 1 non-tuner light. So if you're running a light deck, you can this is pretty much a freebie. When this card declares an attack, if it is the only monster you control, you can equip 1 equip spell card from your deck to this face-up card. Which is alright. It's a pseudo Power Tool Dragon. Vylon Element. When any face-up Vylon equipped cards you control are destroyed, except during the damage step, you can special summon an equal or lower number of Vylon tuner monsters from your deck. They cannot be used as synchro material except for Vylons. Here's the wind-up key I was talking about. Legendary wind-up key. Change all face-up when wind-up monsters you control to face-down a defensive position. And that's a quick effect. Scrap Lube. I am assuming Scrap Lube. Definitely not Lube A. Select 1 scrap monster in your graveyard. Special summon that monster from the graveyard. Its effects are negated. When this card is removed from the field, destroy that monster. When that monster is removed from the field, destroy this card. You cannot conduct your battle phase the turn This card is activated. Alright, so Scrap Lube can be used on Scrap Dragon, I assume. So if Scrap Dragon gets killed somehow, you can lube it up and bring it back. Said My Arch, Scrap Searcher again, but this one's not hollow. The other one must have been hollow. And Slingen, single creep on that. Morph Transition. Activate only when a face-up morphotronic monster you control is selected as an attack target. Negate the attack and change the battle position of the selected morphotronic monster. This card is disgusting. Morphotronic Radian. While in attack position, morphotronic monsters you control gain 800, so he himself is an 800. While in defense position, morphotronic monsters you control gain 1000 defense. So when he's in defense, he's 19. That's pretty good. Overwind again. Triple Creep. Blue Glint. Can we get a face? We got Alexa face. Scrap Searcher, it's a spell, so it could be any of these if it is a super rare. Scrap Searcher, Morphotronic Force Field, and it is Morphotronic Accelerator. Return one Morphotronic monster from your hand to the deck, destroy one card on the field, and draw one card. That is not bad. Single Creep. Guardian KS, this is the one I was talking about. She needs the Rod of KS to actually be played. Till poor attack, good defense. Cannot be summoned unless you control a face-up Rod of Silence, KS. But you can set it, I believe. This card is unaffected by... Actually, setting it would be in your best interest because it's 1800 booty. So, this card is unaffected by spell effects and cannot be targeted for attacks, but does not prevent your opponent from attacking you directly. So, it's a decent card, except for, you know, your opponent can't attack you directly. Or if it's on the field, unless you have something else on the field. But to play it, you have to use the KS Rod anyway, so whatever you have on the field can't be attacked, or can't have spells thrown out of it. So you have two cards, possibly, that can't have spells thrown at them, so it's not too bad. Scrap Hunter, once per turn, you can select one face-up scrap monster you control, except this card, destroy it, and send one tutor monster from your deck to the graveyard. That's not too bad. I think you can do something with this. We got Atomic Scrap Dragon. Need a scrap and 2 non-tuners, so you have to have 3 monsters to summon this guy. But he is 32-24. He's semi-free as long as you use a scrap tuner. Once per turn, you can select one card you control and up to 3 cards in your opponent's graveyard. Destroy your selected card and return the opponent's cards you selected to the deck. When this card is destroyed by your opponent's card, either by battle or card effect, and sent to graveyard, select one non-synchro scrap monster in your graveyard and special summon it. So he's okay. I don't know how good he really is because it doesn't. His ability doesn't sound that amazing, but whatever. Scrap Rage, activate only during damage calculations. If a defensive position, a scrap monster on the field is being attacked, it gains 2,000 defense and is destroyed at the end of the battle phase. So, meh. It blocks and does a chunk damage to your opponent, but you still lose the monster anyways. Vylon Element and some more lube. All we got out of that was Vylon, or Morphotronic Accelerator. So, meh. We got Sigma, but meh. We at least got 3 Sling Gens, which I do like this card. And this, Morph Transition, this should not be a freaking normal card. This should be a super rare, at least. But meh, we have to go back in. Hopefully we can get a singular power tool. I don't want to have to... Oh, Tribbles, Wink into Explosion. Glints. We got Yellow Glints. We got Alexa Face too. We got Alexa Bam as well. We got all 9 yards, but it is not. Actually, this is, this has to be Adversary. If this is, in fact, something super rare or above, there's only one trap in the super rare or above category, and it's the Adversary. Memories of an Adversary, I believe. Zeddy March, Legendary Wind-Up Key, and is it, in fact, Memories of an Adversary? It is Memory of an Adversary. So you got Gakugiko here. You got the commander, I forgot his name. You got this dude, which I don't know who this is, but he shows up in Gakugiko's cards all the time. And I do believe this is the final evolution of Gakugiko. His third version. Where he's like 29 something. So yeah. This card, when an opponent monster declares an attack, you take damage equal to the attacking monster's attack. So instead of killing your monster, you soak that damage. And if you do, banish that monster, and then so their monster gets banished. But then, during the end phase of your opponent's next turn, special summon that monster to your side of the field. So this is what I was talking about, where it's like Gakugiko finally becomes good again and gets a hold of his mind. Because I guess he like loses his mind or something with power. I think that's the context behind all the Gakugiko cards. Because you have Gakugiko here, and it's like, okay, he swung at you, you took the hit, you banished him, and then you finally brought him back to your side. So I really like this card. I like the meaning behind this card. Because if you don't know anything about Gakugiko, well then this is just a card that does like a cool effect. But with the flavor of Gakugiko, it makes it seem like, oh, Gakugiko has finally come to his senses. And yes, I know saying Gakugiko is hilarious. I'm pretty sure everyone's laughing that I keep saying it over and over again. But that's his name. I think it's, yeah, Gakugiko. Or whatever. So yeah, deal with it. Because I like the Gakugiko cards, because just normal Gakugiko, the good version of him, is an 1850. Like, Gakugiko's pretty strong, or he was really strong for just a normal card back in the day. I mean, obviously it's power crept to the point where it doesn't really matter. You know, you have 1900s all over the place with effects, but 1850 was pretty strong. So yeah, I'm at least happy that I got Memory of an Adversary, and we can finally bring Gakugiko back to the light. Power Pickaxe. Once per turn, you can select and remove from play one monster in your opponent's graveyard whose level is less than or equal to the equipped monsters, and have the equipped monster gain 500 attack until the end turn. Until the end turn. This is a one-time thing. Why do I want to equip something that only gives 500 once? Well, I guess once per turn. I guess it procs the effect of the 500 once per turn. Okay, that has its uses. Scrap Rage and Scrap Orthros. Orthros, yeah. This card cannot be normal summoned or set. This card can only be special summoned by controlling a face-up Scrap monster. So if you have a Scrap, so play a Scrap, then play Orthros. Or Orthros. When special summon this way, select one face-up Scrap monster you control and destroy it. Okay, never mind. You can't double. It's a tuner though, actually, so there's that. This is this is a 4-star tuner. This card is destroyed by the effect of a Scrap card and sent to the graveyard. You can select one Scrap monster in your graveyard except Scrap Orthros and add it to your hand. Okay, there's probably some nonsense that could be done with Orthros here. Trip Greaves. Oh, Psychedelic Glint. We already got memories of Gakugiko, which is what it should be called. We already have memories of Gakugiko, so what could this be? Hit me with that power tool. It's not power tool. Power Pickaxe, Scrap Hunter, and the Nichiria? I'll take the Nichiria. This card is apparently pretty good. I've seen it on thumbnails on YouTube already, but I don't know what it does. I didn't read it. So I don't know. If it's that, fine. Okay, it was the one I wanted. Because, like, I don't really know what's going on with any of these other cards, but this is a Nichiria card, so it has to be good, right? Once per turn, when your opponent monster declares an attack, you can send the top card of your deck to the graveyard and negate the attack. Oh my god. Yes. Thank you. Scrap Sheen. Select one face-up Scrap monster you control and destroy it. All face-up Scrap monsters you control gain 1,000 until the end phase. Okay. Wind-Up Warrior. You can target one face-up Wind-Up monster you control, increase its level by 1, and attack by 600 until the end phase, and you can only use that once while the card is face-up. Vylon Stella. If this card is sent from the monster card zone to the graveyard, you can pay 500 life points, then target one face-up monster you control, put this card to that target. At the end of the damage step, if there's a equipped monster battled and opponent's monster, destroy the opponent's monster. That's okay. Is anyone actually going to be using Vylons now, though? Vylon Segment, Vylon Filament, and Scrap Golem. This is a 1 cost 23, and you can cross this out. If you have some ability to drop the thing's level by 1, just 1, it becomes a freebie 23. Once per turn, you can select one level 4 or lower scrap monster in your graveyard and special summon it to either player's side of the field. Interesting. You can give it to your opponent or yourself. There's probably some stuff you could do with that. I guess something's a scrap monster's effect that procs when it's sent to the graveyard could proc after you destroy it by swinging at it. Morphotronic Engine. Equip only to a level 3 Morphotronic monster and attack. Its attack becomes double its original attack during your second standby phase after this active card's activation. Destroy that card and take damage equal to the original attack of the equipped monster. Scrap Sheen and Morphotronic Radiant. Cool, we got 2 of those now. I do want another one of those. I want a full set. Guardian Chaos, Scrap Shark. It looks like a angler rather than a shark. When an effect monster's effect, this is a no cost 21. When an effect monster's effect or spell or trap card is activated, destroy this face-up card in the field. This card is destroyed by the effect of a scrap card, which itself is a scrap card, so destroying itself counts as this proccing. And since it's graveyard, you can send 1 scrap monster from your deck to the graveyards. Okay, so it's a freebie 21 swing. But if your opponent does anything, it kills itself and takes something along with it from your deck. And Scrap Golem. Though you probably want whatever it is you're sending to the graveyard anyway, so it's fine. Oh, we got another one of these. So do the Sigma or Atomic Scrap. Guardian Chaos, Guts of Steel. Select 3 scrap monsters in your graveyard. Your opponent picks one of them. You can special summon it to either player's side of the field and remove the rest from play. Okay. And another Atomic Scrap Dragon. Single Karib. Oh, got a little glint on that. Scrap Sheen, which we've already seen that, but that was hollow. This is hollow as well. Vylon Element, and could it possibly be a super rare? No, it is Vylon Cube. If this card is sent to the graveyard from for the synchro summon of a light monster, you can add 1 equipped spell card from your deck to the hand. I don't think Power Tool is a light synchro. So you're putting this in your Vylon? Like, Sigma and Epsilon are lights. Guardian Chaos, Scrap Rage, and Scrap Breaker. Say 1 cost 21. If your opponent controls a monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. When this card is special summoned this way, select 1 face-up scrap monster you control and destroy it. Okay, I was about to say, like, what? So I guess that's better than just tribute summoning, because if you have... Okay, you could play a scrap, then special summon this card if your opponent has a card, destroy the one you just played originally, and now you have Scrap Breaker on the field, and hopefully be able to swing over whatever they have on their side. Though, ideally, you would want to have a monster on your side already. They play a monster, it's not able to kill your monster. Then you special summon Scrap Breaker, destroy your junk or your scrap that's already there, and then normal summon another scrap, or whatever it is you're trying to do. That would be the ideal thing. So all we got, oh actually we got 2 things. We got Memories of Gagagiko and Nichiria Butterfly, which is okay. I still want that Power Tool. The Power Tool is in fact a Earth type, so you can't use Vylon Cube or Power Tool Dragon. He should be light, honestly. So yeah, only Sigma and Epsilon are lights, and I think they're the only, they might possibly be the only light synchros we have. And last but not least, our last 10 packs. At least give me freaking Leo Drake, Legendary Wind-Up Key, Wind-Up Warrior, and Vylon Sella, Triple Creeps. With Psychedelics. It is a spell. Scrap Rage, Vylon Filament, and Scrap Storm. Target 1 scrap monster you control, send 1 scrap monster from your deck to the graveyard, and then draw 1 card, then destroy that monster. Okay. Dump something to the field, kill your monster, then draw a card. So this is destroy 2 for 1. So you're at a -1, unless the monsters you're destroying have an effect that procs when being sent to the graveyard, which scraps do. But at face value, it's a -1, I think. This is also a quick effect as well. It's a -1 that could be like a +3 or +2. So then the card itself counts as a -1 because you used it. The Triple Creeps, Overtronic Engine, Scrap Shark, and Morphotronic Remote Hand. Once per turn, this is a tuner as well. Once per turn, while in attack position, you can target one Morphotronic monster in your graveyard, banish that target, and add one Morphotronic monster with the same level as the target from your deck to the hand. And when it's in defense, you can send one Morphotronic monster from your hand to the graveyard and add one Morphotronic monster with the same level as the monster from your graveyard to the hand. Single Creep. Pylon Filament, Scrap Shark, Desynchro. Okay, got my interest. Target one Synchro monster on the field. Target one on the field. Not yours. Not specifically yours. On the field. Return that target to the extra deck. Then, if all of the monsters that were used for the Synchro summon of that monster are in the graveyard, special summon them. This is not a quick effect, so you have to wait till your turn, but still, desynchro your opponent's Synchro. That's not too bad. Of course, you could desynchro yours if you need to, but still. Violent Filament, Rod of Silence, and Scrap Breaker. Scrap Sheen, Wind Up Dog. During your main phase, you can increase this card's level by 2 and attack by 6. Also, these level increases kind of work for synchros. I wasn't really thinking about that, but this is some synchro stuff going on there. Till the end phase, this effect can be used only once while this card is face up on the field. So it becomes 1800, but it becomes a 5. So you can get a 7 synchro out, I guess, with your 2s, or you can get an 8 out, I guess, with level 3 synchros. Double Tool C and D. I haven't seen this yet. You go only to a Power Tool Dragon or level 4 or higher machine type Morphotronic. During your turn, it gains 1000 attack. If it attacks, any effects of the attack target that activate or apply on the field are negated during the battle phase. So it juices your Power Tool up to 1000 on your turn. During your opponent's turn, your opponent cannot select a monster other than the equipped monster as attack target, and opponent's monster that battles the equipped monster destroyed at the end of the damage step. Wow. Why is this not a super? I mean, I guess it doesn't necessarily need to be a super, but in a Power Tool deck, why wouldn't you have this in that deck? In a strictly Power Tool deck. That's pretty good. Single Creep. Too bad we didn't get a Power Tool. Morphotronic Scramble. Activate only when your opponent declares a direct attack while you control no monsters. Negate the attack and special summon one Morphotronic monster from your hand. That is perfectly fine. Wind Up Warrior and Vylon Stella. Morphotronic Scramble, Wind Up Warrior, Vylon Stella. Isn't that what we just got? Single Creep again. This is our last pack. Violent Filament, Scrap Shark, and Scrap Lube. Triple Creep. See me with that Power Tool Dragon. It is not Power Tool Dragon. Scrap Hunter. Double Tool. Okay, we had 2 of the tools. And Wind Up Soldier. Can you hit me up with freaking... All we got that time was Scrap Storm. Hit me up with the freaking Power Tool, please. Oh, triples, wink, explosion. Glint, psychedelic, yellow with Alexa. Synchro, please. Okay. Okay, everyone. This could be Epsilon. This could be Leo Drake. Or this was a triple wink explosion. This could, in fact, be Power Tool himself. Everyone, hope and pray that, of course, if you see Power Tool on the thumbnail, this could, in fact, be Power Tool. Though I could have tricked everyone and not put him on the thumbnail, but then this still be him, so that there's some surprise there. Who knows? We'll just have to see. So a Scrap Crash, Zen Myarch. Just if it's going to be one of the super rares, let it be Leo, because I actually want Leo Drake. Please do not be Epsilon. Either be Leo or Power Tool Dragon. Please. I'm praying that it's Power Tool, but I'll take Leo Drake. I do not want Epsilon. Please, Power Tool Dragon. You get hit me with the triple wing explosion, and glint, and Alexa Bam. Give me that Power Tool Dragon. We got him. I don't know if I should put this on the thumbnail or not, though. Like, if I should, like, trick everyone. This is literally the last pack I could have bought. And they gave me Honey. Hit me up with that Power Tool Dragon at the very last pack. Couldn't afford it anymore. Actually, I could, because I haven't done the missions for the school yet, because I didn't feel like it, because I already had a bunch of gems. But there are 4 missions I can do that came with this new mini box to get more gems. So I could have gotten another pack or 2, but still, thank you, Honey, for the Power Tool Dragon. I appreciate it. We have 2 the C&Ds, so I appreciate that as well. Now we gotta reset this box to get a 3rd, though I'm not going to reset it because I would at least want Leo Drake out of this before I reset this box. So, Power Tool Dragon, it's a freebie because it's just a tuner and a non-tuner, and it's pretty strong. Defense is pretty decent. Its attack's okay, but once per turn you can reveal 3 equipped spell cards from your deck. Then your opponent randomly adds one of them to your hand and shuffle the rest back into your deck. If this card would be destroyed while equipped with an equipped spell card, you can send one of the equips instead to the graveyard. So it's a great card. I love this in Leo's deck, but I have Leo maxed out, so there's like no point in playing Leo anymore. But I love this card. It's my favorite synchro out of all the new synchros that came with the characters. I love this card, especially because I have 3 Mage's Power. Like, Mage's Power is one of my favorite equipped spells that nobody uses. But you can search out all 3 of those Mage's Power, and then your opponent gives you a free Mage's Power when you play this guy. And you can use this every turn. So as long as you have at least 3 equips in your deck, if you at least load your deck with a bunch of equip spells, you can constantly be grabbing equips every turn to keep juicing and juicing and juicing Power Tool Dragon. So love Power Tool Dragon. I super appreciate actually getting this card. But now, we still need Leo, because we obviously will be coming back to this. I don't know if there's anything else that I want out of this, because all I really wanted was freaking Power Tool. And Memories of Gagagiko. And Leo Drake, of course. So I would almost reset it, but I think I need to open it a few more times until I get Leo Drake, and then we'll reset it. I think I will definitely reset it after that. Let me take a look at Epsilon. Epsilon is pretty good because he can destroy a monster on the field by dumping a equip spell, but I can live without Epsilon. I want Leo Drake though, so we won't reset this until we get the Leo Drake. But after I get that Leo Drake, you best believe I'm resetting, unless Buster Whelp of the Destruction Swordsman is actually pretty good, which it probably really is. But I am not going to hold out on him. So, guys, thanks for watching. Tune into the next episode. Like, subscribe, comment, you to do. See ya.